Why wouldn't he?
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Rock and Road Show. It is Alvie.
I'm the 1-3, baby.
Coming to you live from the Casa de Alvie. Got the Cooper man in the background squeaking toys for everybody. So if you hear some squeakiness,
don't sweat the small stuff, man.
It's not my back. It's the doggy.
It could be my back.
It could be
the way
your
I've been
back.
feeling, man.
How's everybody doing, man? I know it's been a while. It's been 2 weeks since we've been on here. I was hurt one week, and then work the next week, and trip
I got
the
back.
next week, and
There was all
kinds of stuff going on.
I was getting back from Colorado, so
Yeah.
I was like,
We're just all kinds of messed up. But we're finally back. We're finally with everybody. Hopefully everybody comes back and we have some fun. Got some really cool topics to talk about tonight.
I think so, man. I think so. Let me get over to that.
Some interesting Harley Davidson news, really. It's I think what we're going to kind of focus on a lot of the show tonight. Not done on purpose, just kind of the way it happened to come out. How the straw or the
Cookie crumbled?
Yeah, the cookie crumbled or the
Chips fell?
Chips fell. That's the word I was looking for. I'm like, straws lay? I'm like, that's not the right word. That's right, where the chips fell. So with that, let's go ahead, pay the bills, get into the show. Let's have some fun tonight, guys.
Right on, man. So, as usual, we're brought to you by Misfit Metalworks. Misfit Metalworks, they offer CNC plasma cutting, welding, metal fabrication, and prototyping services, as well as laser engraving. You can contact the Misfits. I know I'm sounding like this is monotone. Contact the Misfits for all your metal needs, man. 813-598-7409 or stop by the shop at 1913 East Bears Avenue, Unit 1100B, Tampa, Florida, 33613. Let them know the Rock and Road Show sent you.
What's going on, Garth? Thanks for joining, brother.
Garth!
Yeah, everything is good. We're doing good now, so.
Sort of,
right? Also brought to you by Eric Warren Artistry and Dropkick Customs. Eric Warren Artistry is a custom paint and fabrication studio that specializes in turning all of your custom dreams into reality. EWA offers a one-stop shop for all your paint, metal and fiberglass needs, welding, full powder coating, motorcycle stereo equipment, air ride systems, custom wheels, and parts development with their Epic line. You can contact Eric Warren Artistry at 813-503-4764 or stop by the shop at 13215 North Nebraska Avenue, Suite A, Tampa, Florida, 33612. And, of course, let them know that we sent you. Also brought to you by the Fran Hosh Law Group. Fran Hosh Law Group provides legal representation for victims of negligence. They handle a broad range of personal injury and wrongful death matters, including car and truck accidents, motorcycle collisions, slip and fall injuries, and much more.
For all your legal needs, please contact Fran Hosh at 866-LAW-FRAN or visit lawfran.com. You can even stop by her office at 1275 Nebraska Avenue. That's in Palm Harbor, Florida, 34683.
People popping in. Bobby Wilson saying, what's up?
What's happening, man?
What's going on? Sydney. Hey, Sydney, what's going on? I don't know if I told you, but we have a Zoom meeting with Norm and Cindy and Connie about 9/11 ride.
No, you have not told.
Well, we do.
You just
did.
did.
Monday at 5 o'clock.
Monday at 5 o'clock.
Alexander Matos saying
Hi,
what's
Mom.
up
Mom's
to the
there.
1-3. Hi, Mom. And Sybil is on as well. Thanks for
Alex,
joining,
awesome.
everybody. All right, cool. Let's hop into the show. Let's have some fun.
Well, you want to talk about buyer beware?
Buyer beware. A little buyer beware.
All right, so motorcycle airbag vests. It's basically a vest for an airbag that, when you get in an accident, it's an airbag. You fall, it inflates and protects your body, right?
Yep.
So it is one of the newest safety items to hit the motorcycle world. They are expensive. They are an expensive way to keep your body safe in a crash. So, of course, when something is expensive,
What happens?
there's always going to be somebody else in the market that will offer a cheaper knockoff version, if you will. So, all you got to do is Google airbag vest, and you'll see pages of vests. Some as expensive as some motorcycles, and you'll see others that are cheaper options, as like the Huangqi.
Better than I would have said it.
Huangqi, I don't know, but it's an anti-dropping airbag vest. You can get that on Wish or AliExpress.
I love the anti-dropping.
That's a key thing.
That's one key thing.
You have to think about this. What is your life worth? Exactly. You're right, Mom.
Yep.
But listen to this whole thing here, because this vest, the anti-dropping,
Anti-drop vest.
the anti-dropping
Huangqi.
Huangqi. vest. It's advertised as having an EU CE certification, in addition to passing some tough safety tests. That sounds great, right?
Sounds awesome.
It went through some certification process. Now add that to the price tag of only $100, and you've got a deal, man. You've got something that's worth it. I'm going to spend $100 on that. And it's going to save my ass.
For sure. And with that, right, a real airbag vest will run you about $700. So $100 is a great price point, right?
Saving me $600.
It'll be a very popular item in the marketplace. But as they always say, right, if things are too good to be true, they usually are. Or pay for what you get, or insert your own saying there, right? So the funny thing is when you start to look deeper into this One3 vest, I'm going to put a picture of what the vest looks like. It actually doesn't look. If we've done episodes on these vests, and there was an episode we did with pants, right? Looks very similar, right? It's got the CO2 bottles and all that stuff. But what you start to do is, if you start looking into it, you start to see that things don't add up. Okay, so the vest comes out and it says that it meets the test standards for BSEN ISO with a bunch of numbers behind it. Okay.
Yeah.
Which on the surface, when you look at it, sounds great, like we were talking about, right? But what you don't realize is that standard, that BSEN ISO, is an outdated test standard for life preservers.
Yeah.
Not motorcycle garments, right? All these standards do is confirm that One3's vest is nothing more than a good life jacket, but that meets standards that are outdated, right?
Right. It used to be a good life jacket.
Yeah, and I looked it up. It's not like it was outdated by like a decade or anything. It's only a year. They've updated it since. So,
okay.
So it's probably a very good life jacket. That being said, it is not a anti-crash device for a motorcycle. Okay. After all of this came out, the online store Wish initially removed all these vests from its platform. However, you can definitely still find them on there. And I don't know about anybody else, but I think we all know Wish from Facebook because we get these really weird ads.
Yeah, I've got some
really weird items.
Things.
And you're just kind of like, what the hell am I looking at, right? So everybody knows what that is, right? But the problem here is that Wish, very similar to Amazon, will allow companies to drop ship an item to you, okay?
Right.
So companies can purchase these vests, drop ship them to you with a custom brand name and a custom logo printed on them. So you would never know that you were getting this One3 vest because it's got a different name and it's got a different logo on it. So you got to kind of be careful if you're going to buy one of these things. Be super careful what you're buying. Make sure you read everything that you're getting. Again, like I said, so if you're in the market for this stuff, try and steer clear of cheap alternatives is really the bottom line.
Yeah.
That's the easiest way to avoid anything. If you're going to buy something cheap, then do your research on it. Make sure it is what it is and make sure it is what it says it is. Because let's face it, a $100 life jacket isn't going to do you much unless you plan on riding your boat, your bike into the ocean or the middle of a lake somewhere.
Right.
Like it's not doing anything for you.
I've seen people do that though.
Oh, I have seen that too. Yeah, it happens.
We should bring up that dirt bike that's riding in the ocean.
Oh yeah, exactly. But yeah, so there was a video attached to this. I didn't download the video, but you can see like the guy opens it, right? Deploys it or whatever.
Right.
And it inflates, but after, you watch it, and then after we did that video on the pants, how quick the pants inflated, the life jacket, it goes quick, but it's like
not as quick.
It fills up, and then like parts of it are still filling. It takes a little while to fill up. So it's
life jacket.
It's a life jacket, but it's incredibly sad that these companies would misrepresent that product like that.
Yes.
And truthfully, they should be held accountable for that, and they should be they should have some kind of fine or something to that. Now, I would imagine that if they did sell one of these and somebody was in an accident and then got hurt on top of it, there'd probably be some kind of a legal way that you can get about to it.
Maybe not.
But then again, maybe not, because it's an accident, and I'm sure there's some things. So, anyways, bottom line, the truth is, it's like Mom said, right? The truth is, how much is your life worth? If you're buying safety equipment, spend the money for the good safety equipment. Don't buy cheap stuff.
Yeah, especially if you're buying something for a motorcycle. We all know, okay, Mom, don't close your ears, put your fingers. Motorcycles are not the safest transportation.
Right.
And it's not because of us or the riders, or it can be, but not mostly. Most of the time, it's other people not paying attention to us. Mm-hmm. I didn't see him. Now, mind you, that has happened a lot. You turn your head, you're looking in a car. It's happened to me. Then again, bikers going faster than they should or whatever. You see this, you look left, look right, look left again, go, oh, crap. Mm-hmm. He's there that quick. So...
Yeah. So I will say, if you're gonna not buy cheap stuff, because I've purchased.
We all look for a deal.
I've got a helmet that is cheaper than most, but it's a legit helmet. It's DOT rated. Everything goes along. So if you do buy cheap, just make sure you're getting what you think you're getting. Is really what it boils down to. Right. Because you go to a biker event, you can buy the novelty brain buckets.
$10 brain bucket.
$10 brain bucket. Yep. But it's not going to do anything for you. So
Mom's like, what? Yeah.
So
no, I was in the car, Mom, not on the bike.
Yeah. So again, just be mindful about what you're buying. Check the certifications. Make sure the certifications are for
what they're supposed to be
certified
not for life preservers.
Not for life preservers when they're selling you a airbag vest. So there you have it. Buyer beware.
Buyer beware. All right, so we'll go on to the next thing, which is kind of off of that. And I like that we had a little safety talk. That's pretty good. We should probably incorporate something like that.
Find something like that every week.
Yeah, that'd be good. So Harley Davidson, and I don't even know, do we call it Harley Davidson anymore?
Yeah, no. It's technically a LiveWire 1.
It's LiveWire 1, so we need to remove the Harley Davidson from it.
Now, here's a question. Is it a LiveWire 1 or is it a LiveWire 1?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Wow.
Like, is the model 1 or is the model LiveWire 1? Because the company's, anyways, whatever.
Company's now LiveWire.
Let's just turn ourselves and dig ourselves into the ground, right?
Let's just reel that in a little bit here. So, as y'all know, a few weeks ago, we talked about Harley Davidson was splitting off the LiveWire into its own brand.
Right.
And that's why we're going with LiveWire 1, right. Or is it a LiveWire 1, or what it is. So, the move has happened. And the new LiveWire brand has been brought to the market in its first offering. So, Kinda. It's a little bit, we'll get to that. So, LiveWire has released the LiveWire 1, which is just really the Harley Davidson LiveWire with a few changes.
Right.
The bar and shield logo is replaced with the LiveWire logo, and it's about $7,000 cheaper. Figure that out.
Yeah, I don't know.
How did they drop $7,000 off of it by taking the bar and shield off?
I will say, you could also say that they reduced it $7,000 because they removed the bar and shield.
You can say that.
So that's one thing you can say. The other thing is the article that this came off of. A guy made a very good point, and the very good point being that it's possible that while these are being designed in the U.S., they're being manufactured overseas,
elsewhere,
which allows them to manufacture cheaper, therefore giving you a cheaper starting point.
Right. Okay. All right. That makes sense. So the major change is obviously the price. All right. So the reduction. I'm leaving Harley Davidson out of it. The LiveWire. Okay.
Well, it is. You have to keep
this one. All right. So the Harley Davidson LiveWire started at $29,000.
Right.
The new LiveWire starts at $21,900. Okay. So that's pretty good. And you get an available tax credit of $2,200, which brings it down to $19,799 because it's saving you some more money.
Yeah.
So a few states will offer other incentives as well.
Yeah, I know, like California, Colorado, they have a bunch of like additional,
because they're all eco-friendly,
credits,
which we all need to be. Okay,
additional credits. But yeah, Sydney, HD equals hundreds of dollars. It's
we just call it high dollar.
High dollar. That works too. So we use the term "new" right in air quotes because Harley Davidson LiveWire and the LiveWire 1 are pretty much the exact same bike. When you compare them side by side on paper, they're exactly the same. The only difference is, and I don't understand how, but the only difference is the new LiveWire has 5 less horsepower and 2 foot-pounds less of torque. Don't know where it is. It's also 13 pounds heavier. Could be a newer type battery. Could be they were saying that it could be the battery that powers the new gauge system or something along those lines. Who knows? The other difference you can call it is the orange paint job is gone. So that orange and gray or whatever it was, that is no longer offered. You get white or black, and that's all you get. I shouldn't say white or black. It is black and white.
Black and white.
And white and black, however you want to say.
Yeah.
But here's something that I thought was the biggest takeaway from all of this. You know, we talked about Harley Davidson and spinning it off to its own brand.
Right.
What that was going to mean for the brand, what that was going to mean for Harley Davidson. We went into depth about that last time. The interesting thing here is with the new LiveWire 1, that reduced price that we're seeing comes with a humongous catch. Okay?
A humongous catch?
I think it's a humongous catch. The catch being that it's going to have a reduced dealer network.
Right.
Okay? So, that's right. Only authorized LiveWire stores, not Harley Davidson dealers, can sell and service LiveWire 1s.
Okay, so you couldn't go in your local Brandon Harley.
You can't go to Brandon Harley Davidson, buy a LiveWire 1, and then take it to them to have it serviced. Or buy it somewhere else and bring it to them to have it serviced. Okay?
Okay.
LiveWire, as it stands today, now this is obviously going to change in the future, but as it sits today, after releasing their own bike, they have stores in California, Texas, and New York. Okay. That's it. Okay? They will not ship a LiveWire 1 more than 50 miles from their store, and their store locator will not show any results for you if you are more than 150 miles away from that store. The one thing that they did say is if you own a current Harley Davidson LiveWire, okay, a Harley Davidson branded LiveWire,
right,
you can still take that to an authorized Harley Davidson LiveWire dealer and have them service that motorcycle.
I got a question on that. Can LiveWire work on the Harley Davidson one?
I did not find anything saying yes and or no, so I don't know. I would assume yes, but I don't know. I don't know the answer to that 100%. Okay. But that's honestly less of a concern,
right,
going that way than it is coming back the other way.
Yeah, going the other way, and you're looking at, okay, so they're only going to ship within 50 miles.
Yeah.
I live 62 miles away.
Yeah.
12 miles.
Yeah.
Outside the 50.
Yeah.
Not getting it.
You better find a friend that's got a zip code if you want one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest takeaway for me here is this, right? So you buy a LiveWire. Well, I guess I say the biggest takeaway. You cannot buy a LiveWire unless you live in an area that has a dealership anyways. So you're not going to have an issue of it being unserviceable because you can't, because
but I mean, think
you can't
about
get somewhere.
this.
But
there's people that live 100 miles away from a Harley dealer.
Yeah.
Okay? Live 100 miles away. They manage to get their bike where they work it on themselves to the dealer.
Yeah.
Most people that buy a new bike will have the warranty and they will take it to the dealer.
Well, here's the thing. You also have to realize that as of today, the range on a LiveWire is roughly about 70 to 100 miles.
Right.
Now, you rode one. I don't know that you could ride one for 70 miles.
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah. But
you can.
There and again, so the 50 miles makes sense, but I also look at it and go, what if you, for shits and giggles, okay? What if you lived in Texas or New York, for instance, or whatever, and you went to Daytona Bike Week, or you went to Sturgis and you threw it on a trailer and you drove it out to one of the biker events, and then you rode around your LiveWire. People would point and laugh at you. No, I'm just kidding. But you rode it around the event, and something happened.
Right.
Well, for lack of a better term, you're screwed. Because you can't take the LiveWire branded LiveWire to Harley and have them work on it.
Nope.
You can only take it to your home dealership.
Yep.
Or a dealership in those areas. So that's where the big issue, right? Because you can't. I mean,
so you either got to take it to Texas or California or New York. It's only right in those states.
Yeah, and I mean, let's face it, right? You can be in just about every state in America at this point and throw a rock and hit a Harley Davidson dealership.
Yes, sir.
For give or take, but you get what you get what I'm saying, right? I mean, shit. Just here in the Tampa Bay area, we have Brandon, Tampa, Port Richey.
Crystal River up the road.
Crystal River, St. Pete.
Yeah.
Black Widow. I mean that's a little far, but I mean you've got in the local area, you got 5 dealerships in the local area.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, you could also go over to Orlando. Which
and you got a ton over there too. But and that's my point is you have your dealer network is massive with Harley Davidson,
right?
Indian, whoever, right? Whereas.
Why'd you bring up the I word?
There's a reason I brought the I word up. It's not for this story; it's for the next one. But yeah. So that's excuse me. That's an interesting dilemma that comes with owning a LiveWire.
This cough is getting to me.
Mm-hmm. So if you're in the market for an EV motorcycle.
Then you want a LiveWire? Go ahead.
Then just make sure you live in California, Texas, or New York.
Yeah, I mean.
Speaking, I'm going to completely change the topic.
This is a decent ride, though. I mean, it was okay.
Speaking of electric vehicles, have you seen the new F-150 Lightning?
No, I heard about it though.
Dude,
all electric.
It is the shit.
How much is it?
Not much more than you would expect. An XLT. So starting price is $39,000.
Really?
And the XLT model is 52. Call it $53,000.
It's like a regular truck.
I looked it up. An XLT because the new Lightning is a 4-wheel drive truck. So the XLT crew cab.
I'm sorry. 4-wheel drive pickup truck, all electric. Take it out and go mudding.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know that you would, but again. But a XLT F-150 4-wheel drive base model XLT starts at 48. So for 10 grand more, plus you get all your incentives and kickbacks and all that shit.
So it'll be.
So you're looking at almost the same price. And dude, I'm telling you right now. And if you guys haven't seen it yet, look up the F-150 Lightning.
I'll have to look it up.
Super cool. A lot of really cool stuff that it's gonna be able to do. So, yeah, the Harley LiveWire. I'm sorry, strike that. The LiveWire 1.
LiveWire 1. Yeah.
I'm gonna call it the 1. It's
the 1.
The name.
It's not the 1 because that reminds me of the Jet Li movie.
The brand is LiveWire. The model is 1.
Okay, that we can do.
That's what I think.
Because the 1.
Yeah. No, I get you.
I gotta watch that again. I haven't seen it in
it's a good
forever.
flick. It's a good flick. I haven't seen it forever either.
So now we gotta go and we gotta
apologize. Redact a story.
Yeah. We lied.
We lied.
Well, Harley Davidson lied.
Yes.
The Harley Davidson Sportster S is coming out, and it's a decent looking bike, but I think it looks like something. I think it was a copycat. A few weeks ago, we announced that Harley Davidson was no longer going to make their iconic Sportster. Well, we were wrong.
Yeah. Well, I'll own up to it. We were wrong, but we were only providing you information that we had found.
We were provided.
We were provided wrong.
But you know what? If you go back and you think about this, their Sportster that they're talking about is no more.
You're right.
So they are no longer making the iconic Sportster.
Correct.
They've changed it to the Sportster S. Okay? So they're going to continue the line, and they've improved the Sportie. I don't know. I mean, I guess they did. I don't know. But Harley Davidson has announced that in 2021, the Sportster S, which will mark the third engine and next generation of the legendary motorcycle. Third. I believe the original Sportster had the shifter on the left or right. I mean,
on the right.
Brake side.
No shit.
Yeah.
Really?
I rode one.
That's
Weird as hell.
Yeah.
Weird as hell. So, yeah, I believe it was.
Yeah, if it was weird, it had to be.
It was on the right side.
It's weird.
So it was really weird. So anyway, Harley Davidson has sold tens of thousands of Sportsters yearly, shipping more than 50,000 models a year from 2012 to 2017.
That's an insane number, by the way.
50,000
a year.
A year. Yeah, so
that's a lot of bikes.
In 5 years, that's what, 550,000?
That's a lot of bikes, man.
Or 250,000.
Yeah, 250.
My bad.
The interesting part though is that the old Sportie was marketed for in a completely different way, right? It was marketed on its strength and styling, heritage, not really a technical bike, right? Right. The big thing everybody loved about the Sportie is that you could tear it down and build it back up any way you wanted. Like you can make it into anything. Like they're very good shade tree mechanic bikes. Right. They're easy to work on. Everything about it. That's what everybody loved them for. The new Sportster S is a redesigned, calling it a semi-entry level motorcycle that's marketed totally and entirely on performance.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just. It's a Sportster.
So the first notable change in the Sportster S is that it's powered by the 1252cc Revolution Max 1250T liquid-cooled engine, producing a claimed 121 horsepower and 94 foot-pounds of torque.
It's got more horsepower than ours.
Yeah. And it's a lighter bike.
Yeah.
The S comes equipped with a variable valve timing, which means good things for a stock bike's performance. But unlike the Sporties of the past, they're not basic engines anymore. They can't be easily maintained, and they can't be easily hot rodded by home mechanics and customizers. Okay. The S will come with a new 4-inch round gauge cluster, I guess you could call it.
Digital screen, right?
It's mounted on the handlebar risers. The new gauge will have turn-by-turn navigation on it, which I thought was pretty cool.
That is neat.
Bluetooth capability for phone pairing, which, like thinking about that after I wrote this all this afternoon, but I'm looking at this going, what are you pairing your phone for? Like, there's no speakers on it, so you're not listening to music. It's already got turn-by-turn navigation, so you don't. I don't know. It's just kind of weird. I thought it was weird.
Maybe they want you to put speakers.
Maybe. It has programmable ride modes, which sounds familiar.
Yep.
They're calling it Road, Sport, and Rain, and then they also have 2 fully customizable modes as Harley Davidson's Reflex Defensive Rider System, or RDRS.
Right.
It comes standard in all these models.
I think that's really cool.
It's really interesting because it'll adjust your cornering, your braking, and your cornering. It has better traction control in the cornering as well. It has its own engine braking, so kind of like a Jake brake in a truck, I guess.
Right.
As well as power delivery. So just kind of think of best way to explain this is think of traction control in your car. It's kind of what this is.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
The ergonomics of the bike are just a bit different from what they're selling it as, right? They're selling it as, and many of us, I don't know, this is how this story became a story today for the show, because I remember a few weeks back talking about how Harley Davidson's not making a Sportie anymore, and I was sitting down watching TV the other day, and a commercial came on for Harley Davidson Sportster S, and I went, hey, what the hell? Right? And then they, at the end of the ad, it says, putting the sport back in Sportster. Well, the ergonomics kind of don't really align with that, right? We've got pictures.
We
here.
have pictures, but if they're trying to go sport bike, Sportster,
but you look at it like
that is not.
Yeah, your feet, you get forward controls, low handlebars. Your feet are beyond, like, kind of past your knees. You're stretched out over the bike a little bit more.
You're sitting straight up.
Yeah, you're straight up and down. So not necessarily a sport-like riding position.
No.
In our opinion, but they are. I mean, they're a good-looking bike. I mean, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
They're light. They're saying that they're going to weigh about 502 pounds wet.
It's very lightweight.
It'll carry 3.1 gallons of fuel. But this is on the low end of bikes in this sector, right? In this market. But it's pretty on par with the Sporties of the past. We all know. We all know that sporty rider you go riding with. They're like, I gotta get gas, and then 20 minutes later, like, I gotta get gas. So
it's like, get a real bike.
Yeah. But I mean, so in this picture here, you can see the screen. So that screen's gonna use your new gauge cluster. So what, your speedo and tack and all that. But you'll be able to get turn by turn navigation on that, which I thought was kind of cool.
Now that is pretty cool.
Looks really cool. Oops, wrong button. That's a cool picture. I like it. I think it's a cool looking bike. Yeah, I don't mind it. It reminds me of a certain other bike, and we're going to get to that here in a second. But
yeah, I was going to say it, but I'm not going to say it.
It's a neat looking bike. I
like the fat front wheel.
I do too. I really do.
I like that.
I saw something that said it looked like a squatted, like a compressed Fat Bob.
Okay.
So the new Fat Bobs they make. So with the headlight, because that's the Fat Bob headlight. But looking at it too, it looks like a toy almost too, with the heads. The heads kind of look like plastic almost. Maybe?
Yeah, I don't know. All right, I'm gonna say they look like freaking Indian heads.
They do. We're gonna get to that here in a second.
I'm sorry.
That's a cool picture. I like again. Really,
it's not a bad looking bike. No.
I think they look great. I wouldn't mind having one. I'd ride one. I would look funny on one.
You would look funny as hell on one.
But they do look cool.
It does look a little more sport-ish than the original Sportie. But I do think if they were going to tout it as performance-wise, the foot pegs, the controls
need to be back. Yep, I agree. There hasn't been much deviation in the Sportster from its humble beginnings in 1957 all the way up until 2000. But that now changes in 2001. The easy to modify.
2001?
I'm sorry, 2021. I did say 2001, didn't I?
You did.
As we were talking about, the easy to modify aesthetic of the old Sportie is now being replaced by a more technologically advanced machine. Which, in truth, this is what we ask of our OEMs.
Sure.
That they build and manufacture better bikes.
Yep.
So, good on them for doing that.
But see, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's also a good point. It's also a good point.
I mean, the Sportster originally, it wasn't broke.
Yeah.
Right? It was just an outdated motorcycle as far as the style. Yeah. Performance-wise, it wasn't, because you could do anything with it.
Right. Yep.
I just never liked Sportsters.
Yeah, I wasn't a big sporty guy either. But people, we talked about this a few weeks ago. People that are sporty, love their Sporties. They love their Sporties, right?
If you don't like Sporties, you don't. You don't.
But again, this isn't necessarily a bad thing for Harley Davidson and for the Sportster line. But the truth is in the pudding, right? We're gonna have to find out: does the new Sportster S fill the old Icon shoes? We won't know. It seems, but this seems to be another step toward higher performance. Yep. Less traditional machines from the motor company. Like we said, the bike looks vaguely familiar. Uh-huh. And when I say when it looks vaguely familiar, I'm gonna put a little picture.
It looks it could be a twin.
Kind of looks a lot like the Indian Scout Bobber. Just saying, if we put this picture up right here. If you look at the short fairing on short fender on the front, fat tire, plastic looking heads. The only difference is
from what I see, is the exhaust.
is the exhaust. Oops, I'm sorry. The exhaust sits a little bit lower on the Scout, and then just for shits and giggles, we'll put them side by side. And when you put them side by side, if you removed the badging on it, you could easily say that one bike, that it's just a different model of that bike.
Yeah.
Easily say that.
It's really close. I mean, you obviously the Indian, you have a little bit lower seat.
The seat's a bit lower.
Because Sportsters have been always known to have a high center of gravity. Mm-hmm. I don't know why they won't lower that seat. Put the body down a little bit lower in that seat. But whatever. Because they haven't changed them since 56.
Yeah. But, and it harkens to the, because, this is where the Indian Scout came from, to the flat track days.
Yeah.
It looks like a flat track bike. So, anyways, that's just what we thought. It looks a lot like an Indian Scout.
Not a bad bike.
But no, not a bad bike at all. It's a good looking bike, and the final numbers for the Sportster S.
Well, you're looking at MSRP of $14,999, so $15,000. I mean, I think it's a little high. Because
it's probably a little high for your entry level bike, right?
Yeah, well, it's a
semi entry or something like that.
Semi intermediate or some shit like that. I don't know, but yeah, because you were getting Sportsters for $10,000.
Yeah,
but anyways, the engine is a Revolution Max 1250T. It's got 1252 cc's. It's a 6-speed belt drive, which I think is pretty cool. 121 horsepower at 7,500 RPMs. Torque is 94 foot-pound at 6,000 RPM. That's pretty good. The 121 is above ours. I think ours are pushing between 90 and 100.
Yeah.
And when I say ours, I mean his street glide.
Yeah, the touring line. So you figure 121 horsepower, 94 foot-pounds in a call it 600 500 600 pound bike.
Yeah.
And you're gonna move.
I think so.
Everybody loves when they came out with that whole line, the Softail line, the Fat Bobs, and all that. Everybody loves those things. Everybody I talk to that rides them, they say they're fun as hell to ride. Bobby's got one. Mm-hmm. He loves that thing. So.
And what the hell is his that he has?
It's a Fat Bob, isn't it?
No, it's a I can't think of the damn name of it.
Anyhow, but yeah, everybody loves those things, and it's I will say I think it's cool that Harley is kind of it's obvious that the new ownership, the new leadership in Harley Davidson is driving them into a specific market, driving them to a specific area, and it's good to see that they're kind of corralling the business and corralling the troops, so to speak, and putting them in a good spot and headed in the right direction. So, cool. And on a side note, I don't have numbers or anything like that, but on a side note, this new leadership in Harley Davidson seems to be doing good things because their last quarter numbers were well beyond projected, and because of that, Harley Davidson stock has gone up significantly over the last few years. So, they're doing something right.
Good for HD, man. Good for HD. Right. Yeah. So we have events coming up, right?
We do.
I'm gonna let you roll through these.
Okay.
So I don't cough.
So the first one we're gonna talk about two events. These are one's our event and one is Good Friends event. So we're talking, of course, of the Fire and Iron event, August 28th, 2021. It's at the Lake Square Mall up in Leesburg, Florida. Registrations from 9:30 to 10:15. Kickstands up at 10:30. It's $20 a person. This will be an escorted ride. I think it's Lake County is the sheriff's office over to Gator Harley Davidson. Live music from the White Buffalo, really cool band. Check them out. Food by the Firefighter Charity Alliance. A full bar by Nam Nights MC. Isn't there a Nam Vets MC as well?
No, I don't know.
I think there is. So, anyways, full bar by Nam Nights MC, and there will be vendors, a silent auction, a live auction, a 50-50, all proceeds to benefit our favorite charity, the Children's Burn Camp of Florida, or Children's Burn Foundation of Florida. So, if you're in the area, August 28th, go check it out. Great people, over there at Fire and Iron,
Yeah.
and looks like it'll be a fun event. So go check that out. And then of course we're talking about our September 11th Memorial Ride. This is the second annual for us. This is the 20th anniversary of September 9/11. September 9/11, Jesus. September 11th.
It's okay, man.
Luckily for us this year, September 11th just happens to fall on a Saturday. So the ride will actually be on September 11th. We'll be starting at Quaker Steak and Lube. Registration is from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Kickstands up at 1. Last bike in at 6:30. That's $20 a rider, $10 a passenger, $10 for an extra hand. Prizes will be $150 and $20 for the worst hand. Trophies for all winners, including worst hand, provided by our good friend Kurt Callerman over at Crown Trophy. All proceeds, again, will benefit the Children's Burn Camp and Children's Burn Foundation of Florida. We are always going to say this, but we're still looking for vendors and sponsors. We have a couple verbal commits from some good friends of ours. So if you know anybody that wants to come out, if anybody sells jewelry or sunglasses or whatever the case may be, we're going to have a fun event there. It's going to be a ride. Plus, we're going to have music and live. We're going to have live music by 3 Foot Offset after the ride is done. So full day of fun, man. Come out, hang out with us. Hang out with our brothers and sisters over at the Fire and Iron as well. Come check us out. We're going to have some fun.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
I'll close that.
Wow, we flew through the show tonight.
We did, man. You see the time? It's okay, though.
I don't know why this thing isn't charging my computer.
It's dead.
We're almost dead, so it works out. But yeah. So let's see. Next week there will be a show for sure.
Yes.
The week after will be a tough one because I will be in Montana and California that week.
Ah, yes. That's what this was all about.
So we'll see. I might be able to break away for
Work trip.
for a quick show, but
I think you should get your co-pilot and
might be able to throw her on there. Oh, we got our mascot real quick while we're saying bye to everybody.
yeah, there we go.
Let's bring the boy up here.
Super Cooper.
Super Coopers. Look at the peoples.
Yeah,
Look
I
at
don't
the
pick
peoples.
him up anymore.
Look at the peoples. Look. Oh, there he is. My buddy Cooper, the wonder wiener. He's a good little boy. All right. So we'll be with you guys next week. We'll be having some fun. We'll try and put a show together for the following week. But
Right on.
For everybody else, I know the 1-3 told me one of our friends over in Sweden is having an issue with Spotify and our podcast.
Yep.
Or the audio version of the show. I will look into it, figure out what exactly is happening there. They might have done some kind of a weird update and it's not transferring over. So we'll get that all figured out. But of course, like and share the videos.
Yep.
Go over to YouTube, like, share, and subscribe over there. Again, you can find us on any of your audio podcast stuff, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all those things. Again, there's an issue with Spotify. We're going to work
Just
on
right
it.
now, it's not the new episodes.
Yeah, all the older episodes are there, but it's not uploading the new stuff. So we'll get that squared away and fixed out. Garth, thanks, brother. Thanks for hanging out.
Thanks, Mom. Thanks,
everybody that was there.
Appreciate it.
Bobby, Sybil, Alexander. Thanks, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. I got nothing. You got
I'm
nothing?
out, man. No. Good.
We love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you next week. You guys keep it rocking.
Keep the rubber side down, baby.
Bye-bye, guys. See you. Bye-bye.